Alright guys, it's been quite a while since I actually made a tutorial. Well, yeah, here goes. Infinity. So first you gotta spawn your character block, make it work, stuff like that, connect it to a NOT gate, yeah, you know. Now once you've done all that, you can just scale it up to like, to just make it bigger. Now that you're done with that, you can just move on to actually making the thing. And also disclaimer, for character blocks to actually work, you have to pick like a base character, because it won't work otherwise. Now to get to actual skill making. So spawn a skill or a special or what you're gonna make the infinity with, and just set it up. Yeah, you know. Now I'm gonna show you how to make the first version of it, which is like where you just freeze players in place. So you're gonna want to spawn a hitbox block, set the position to 0, and then now change the size to however big you want. I'm gonna do 12, 12, 12. So it's just not big. You can see the preview. And now you're gonna want to select the stun and set it to 0.1. Now this part is optional, but you can also set the stun animation if you want. I'm just gonna remove it, and also put the damage to 0 because infinity doesn't do any damage. Now make it unblockable, no 360 block either, and make sure it cancels the enemy. Can kill off, clear knockback on. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. Same with hit ragdoll. I'm just gonna enable them for this one, and turn single target off, and hit user off also. And now it's pretty simple. Next you're gonna wanna like spawn the visual node in, and then basically make the infinity. I'm just gonna do like a very simple one. Alright, now that's finished, I'm gonna put all the settings up like on screen right now. Now spawn the weight node in, and then put the time to 0.2 so that there's actually like a window. And now spawn a loop block in, loop back 3, and loop amount however long you want the infinity to be going on for. I'm gonna put 30 so it goes on for 6 seconds if I did the math correctly. So now it's basically finished, honestly. Yeah, you can spawn a an attacking dummy in, and then just enable infinity. Cancels all moves. Yeah. And also this, if you want, you can also make the skill invincible. You can also turn on invincible so that you can't get hit by anything. Now it works even better. And if you also spawn a bullet dummy in, and you have the skill enabled, nothing happens, just passes right through you. And that was the first part of the actual thing. But yeah, now we get to the biggest part, which is like the pushing away. And the pushing away. This part is basically similar, but yeah, you know. Now I'm just gonna clear everything in here because y'all already got that. And now for this one, I'm just gonna include the hitbox thing again, but this time I'm making it bigger, so 20, 20, 20. Stun can be 0.25 this time, and damage can be however high you want, because this time you're actually like pushing them away, which does damage in the anime. So 0.2 damage. And I'm gonna include the stun animation for this one. Unblockable, no 360 block, cancel enemy, don't clear knockback, can't kill, and hit ragdoll, and then turn off single target. And now make a branch called hit, go back to the default branch, and then scroll down to find branch target. Now click hit, and then we're gonna want to spawn the visual node in, set the amount to 20, and select wind expand. Should be looking like this. Select auto opacity and put it to 1, and then select normal opacity and put it to like something pretty low, so 0.75 something, and put the time to 0.5 seconds. Now select rotation and put it to 90, 0, 0, so it comes like this, and then put this size to 0.35. Yeah, that's basically it. And also similar to like the whole thing with the normal infinity, and the same thing with the old, like the other infinity that just cancels skills. You can basically like add the effect when you have it enabled. Now once you've done that, spawn the velocity node in, and then put the force to like 70, and then put the time to 0.75, and put fade on, and last hit 0.1. And now it's basically done, except for the fact that you also need to do the same thing you did for the other infinity, which is to wait the time to that, and then put the loop there, loop back 4, but now I'm gonna increase it to 100 this time, so it goes on for 10 seconds. Now it pushes them away. Yeah. And also, for both, you can also enable no stun. So like you can basically do whatever you want while this is enabled. Now, if you want to prevent them from actually spamming the skill with no drawbacks, then make a branch called end. Go back to the default branch, add the tag node, put it at the top, put the tag to SP, and put the value to 1 times 0.1. Now this will constantly be adding like the whole thing to the, and then don't do anything with these. Now copy it and put it at the top. Instead of using add/remove those and put it to check. So now this will check if the SP tag is enabled, and then scroll down to the bottom of the tag, put the branch to end, and then go back to the loop node and put the loop back to 5. Now you are finished. So if I use infinity once, it will use it, but if I try using it twice, the cooldown gets enabled. No matter how many times I use this, it doesn't work to spam, because the cooldown just gets enabled again. Now, alright, yeah, that was all for today's video. I'm gonna be dropping more like filler videos in between moveset videos. So one of those filler videos might be like a rework of my old movesets. You'll see. Alright, I'll see y'all later. Peace.